Hello, welcome to One Punch Man, chapter 196. It's a redraw and another redraw. A redraw of a redraw, because this is the second redraw, technically. When that started in chapter 195 and onward, because we're redoing the whole Ninja Village arc. This is the first One Punch Man stream that I'm standing, by the way. Just if if you only watch these videos. And this one's live because, I don't know, why not? Why not, right? So, yes, welcome. Last time was, again, there was some different panels added and improved panels from when Flashy Foss was kind of explaining about Void a little bit, I think. But this one, we left off with the retconned one. Oh, this is going to be fun to navigate while standing. Last chapter was the other one, 195. We were going through it. Yeah, with these panels, that man. Greater threat than Garo. This really was a year ago, too. And they were really just, the 196 of this one was them going through the looking at, like, Void and the cube and everything. He barely looked human, revealing his name. That man has awakened, is what it's saying. And they explain stuff about the village. Oh god, wait. This is really weird. You know why? Because we get the retconned 196 original one, this one, where they explain about Void, and then they go to fight each other. I just realized this. And then we get the actual first redraw of 196, where instead of them going to the place where dreams end, Void just attacks them right then and there. I didn't even realize that. So that means when I was looking through this last stream, I didn't see this version last stream with the bear and everything. I went to this one, which was the redrawn version. But this was the other OG one. Bruh. Oh my god. I didn't even put that together. Third time's the charm. And this time the story diverted more from the previous one. It follows the webcomic this time around. Okay, good to know. Well, that means we have two 196s to compare. So I guess, you know what? Let's just go. So with this one, this panel was really funny. I remember that one. That was good. So, okay. And again, Tatsumaki being the front, as always, with her sister, too. You know, that's just how it is sometimes. That's how it be. I guess I'm using the arrow keys for this. And last chapter, they were in Sitch's office instead of the lab. That's a good point, yeah. They're in his office instead of the lab. I didn't think about that. They are in his lab. They're not in the place where the bear monster wanted to, like, become normal. So, yeah, I didn't know. I didn't really pick up on that last time. Okay. The Ninja Village was a production site for assassins that gathered orphans under the age of 17, training them for over a decade before shipping them off to the underworld. I was 5 years old when my parents sold me and entered the village. Until we all completed the training and were granted permission to graduate, escaping from the facility was impossible. The scars from the punishment for my failed escape attempt will remain. A day in the Ninja Village will last 72 hours. 6 of those were for sleeping. I remember these details, I believe, because from the first 196, and probably the webcomic itself, because I find it fascinating. Oh, yeah, no, it's right here. Yeah, he was explaining, because I do remember that a day lasted a long time in this crazy place. In the redraw, they talk about Void more than the, looks like the backstory. Kind of. No, they still do. Yeah, so it's fun to compare. That is one hell of a toilet that he drew. Anyway, 6 of those were sleeping of the 72 hours. The food had no flavor, and all the info from the outside was completely blocked off. We spent every day living as machines who did nothing but learn skills for nothing. Or for killing, sorry. We were not allowed to display any human emotions. Those with dead feelings were considered top performers. It was an environment truly worthy of being called hell. But don't we know technically that that's all just because they were going to be like god vessels or some shit like that? Don't be afraid of pain. Tears only affect your visual field. Learn how to suppress them. Right? Oh, whoops, wrong way. Yes, sir. You two, members of the 44th graduating class, do not think of each other as comrades. There is no need to talk to each other either. Consider the others as mere training partners for sparring practice. It is a literal cube. It is modern architecture when you really think about it. But then again, it is just the God cube. So, after you graduate, if you meet in the field, your only relationship will be as enemies that must kill each other. You let your guard down now and you'll be stabbed. I think I barely remember this from one of the, either the regular one or the redraw, but I do remember the training. Squad 1, you may take a break. Squad 2, classroom instruction. Squads 3 and 4, blade combat training. Squad 5, you still haven't rid yourselves of your emotional weakness. You will do 3 hours of taijutsu training in the swamp, alternating instructors. It's pretty brutal. But these are all definitely new panels for sure, so it is diverting a bit now. Those with low scores were subjected to even harsher training programs. Because now, yeah, he didn't go into this much detail, I think. Flashy flash. At least I don't think so. Like if we go to 197 over here, does he go into detail? Yeah, he does. He goes a little bit in detail, but this time around, he's drawing more, putting more stuff into it instead. Because it was just this that we had. And even in the new 197, this diverts completely because Void attacked in 197. So we're not even getting, like, the backstory. And in the original 197, this is when he was explaining shit. Ain't that something? We're getting it all in 196. And it's closer to the webcomic, supposedly. Are they in the swamp because they... alternating instructors? It looks like it. Okay. But yeah, those with low scores were subjected to even harsher training programs. They pushed us to our limits without actually breaking us. Because to the village, we were valuable commodities. They spared no expense in investing in the future sources of income. We were kept alive with drugs formulated using secret methods, making even suicide impossible, or so we were told. Okay. That's insane. That's actually insane. Yeah, let me... Okay, I had to put that down. At some point, I got in the habit of acting like I was a failure. If you walk, we will add more weight. Absolutely no walking. I acted weak on purpose, choosing to undergo the harshest training regimens. Really? To get stronger, or just like to want to get out of it? Hey, you're always stuck in Squad 5, right? I'll give you some tips on how to handle blades. And there's our boy Sonic. If you can't do that, you're never going to get anywhere. And Sonic's ripped as fuck. They're all ripped, of course. They've been training like that, so it makes sense. My ninja call sign is Speed of Sound Sonic. Yeah, Speed of Sound Sonic. That was the first time I ever spoke to Sonic, who was in the same graduation class. We're getting so much detail in this now. But he's probably encapsulating some of the flashbacks from 197 and 198 into this one. So he's putting it all in one spot now, instead of it being spread out. Flashy Flash. If they find out we're talking, we'll be in deep trouble. Even though his grades placed him in the same failure category as me, he was a rebel, offering me advice despite receiving nothing in return. Since we were of similar physiques at the time, we became each other's sparring partner to practice advanced techniques. He was the only one I could talk to. Talking to another person helped me recover the emotions that got chipped away through training. He does look a little older than he does, too, in the previous versions. Yeah. And the background is more detailed for sure. Murata's got more time to actually, like draw stuff. Because a year ago, he didn't have much time. So, no wonder he survived. Yeah, right? He's built different. He's just built different. Yeah, that's true. Oh, this is a nice panel of them. That's cool. Look at them just training and smiling. For me, that was something to be grateful for. As members of the failing class, we were given all kinds of tasks. In the forest, inhabited by genetically modified savage beasts, we were ordered to erase our presence and survive for 720 hours? Holy shit, that's a long time. Yeah, the background characters are all drawn and stuff. They defeat the wolves. Working together, the two of us managed to kill all the beasts on the very first day. And we spent the rest of the time studying. That's pretty awesome. You came here as a kid, didn't you? Being sustained by the memories of your previous life on the outside is the reason why you have not lost yourself. Huh. Me, on the other hand, I was born inside the facility and immediately forced to live under their training program. So we're getting, again, the scene of them at the campfire, but it's a little different now. More drawn, more detailed. Because this was from, like, chapter... God, I don't even know anymore, because we're diverting so much. Yeah, the redraw of 197 here. He talks about his dream tearing down the system. He'll probably say the same thing, I assume. Even so, you must be wondering why I haven't been turned into an indoctrinated robot, right? Yeah. My instructors call me a failure, but that's not true. I was born with an indomitable spirit, so their efforts to control me are useless. I have a dream for the future. Okay, here it is, yeah. Tearing down the system. I'm going to climb the highest rank and take over the village. I'll tear down the shitty system this organization has and raise orphans who had the same circumstances as us in a more free and open environment. Yep, just like this as well. But this time it's drawing the fire and focusing more on the fire with the little butterfly. Assassination techniques are useless for anything but killing people. What I think has true value is the power to live life as you please. That is so true. Does he say that here? Yeah, he does. But in this version, it's focused more on this panel, giving it more emotional impact. I like that. We don't have that right now. You'll help me out, right, Flash? I can tell your eyes look a lot like mine. And several years passed. I was 16 years old. My excellent abilities have long since been acknowledged, and I was ranked number 1. My sense of justice was burning ever so fiercely against the headwind. On the day of my graduation exam, some guy in a cloak, looks like an executioner's like hood, like executioner. But as he uncloaks the cube, he gets slashed completely in half from like here to here. The people in the back as well. This is different. We didn't see this before. This must be closer perhaps to the webcomic, because now it diverts to where they fight in the original 197, or the new 197, and then the old one, yes, they were still fighting, But Void hasn't attacked yet. So this is interesting. They're trying to get them to become the god avatar. That makes sense. Because again, they explained they're building all these perfect like ninjas to become the ultimate god avatar. And Flashy Flash was the number one. So as he pulls out the cube ready to do so, they're killed by Flashy Flash. I killed everyone. The instructors, the staff, other members of my graduation class, and anyone who had anything to do with the facility. But clearly not the other guys that assaulted Sonic last chapter. Successfully removing the evil in its roots. Also, this panel goes hard as hell. So why is it like... Sometimes it rotates. It's really weird. But yeah, this is cool. My fierce determination and tireless efforts bore fruit in that instant. But since Sonic lay sick in bed, he wasn't able to witness me at my finest. What? Why is he always... That's the second time he's just been sick. Because the first time he ate the monster cell, but he cooked it, and then he had like diarrhea the entire Monster Association arc. And in this, he's just sick. He's always getting sick. Oh, that's awesome. Sometime later, the rumor of the Hero Association establishment reached me. Yep. And I began using my power for professional hero work. You spelled professional wrong, but I'll forgive you for that. It's 2 S's and 1 F, but I'll forgive you for that. It's an iconic Flash backshot panel from the webcomic. It's very iconic. That's really sick. And it's on a great run with the current arc. That's good. Only the Ninja arc had problems, so I'm glad that it's being redone to fit better. So that's awesome. I feel like I'm already too like deep in this manga that I'm not gonna read the webcomic, but I'll read it I'll read the webcomic, but not like after this arc. I'll read before it though. See the cool, like the awesomeness of it. Speed of Sound Sonic lost his way somewhere along the path toward that dream he told me about. This sudden exposure to the outside world must have prevented him from finding his own way of life. Yeah, I guess being exposed to the outside world and seeing it for what it is, probably, because he's always been in the facility. I also noticed that he doesn't have his markings. He just put them on at some point, I guess. He went out looking for jobs that required his assassination skills. Fair. A long time has passed since then. I didn't expect him to still be alive. Yeah. He is. What? Where are we? So, why the hell are you in my room? Why are we in his apartment? Wait, we were just in Sitch's office. Why are we in Saitama's room, bro? Oh, wait, not his apartment. Right, it's all in one facility. We walked, like, into, like, 2 hallways, and we went into Saitama's room in this facility. But why here? What? When a master makes time to tell his disciple about his past, it's only proper manners to at least offer him some tea. God damn it, you still think that you're going to teach Saitama shit, but you ain't going to teach him anything. And then Genos comes in with a on his Flash's head, and that's definitely Genos. I recognize that hand anywhere. Why is he in the wall? Wait. I feel like I remember that happened before. Genos was he like came out of a wall once. Why is this even a feature? So we can check on his master every now and then? Sonic mentioned he has a strong will. Previous Redraw where Void used Cube on Sonic and Flash. Only Sonic was able to resist. This is true. He has used the hole before. Okay, I knew I remembered that. I knew that he used that hole before. There was something in my brain, like, I knew. But yeah, he did resist God in both versions, which is pretty sick. I do remember that. He's got a strong will for sure. Wasn't able to become lobotomized by the ninja people. How stupid. So that's why Sonic holds a grudge against you. I like how he was listening too behind the wall. You bastard. Speaking of removing the evil at its roots, why did you let Sonic escape? Him turning into a vicious assassin who repeatedly targets Master Saitama is the result. You shouldn't make unauthorized alterations to the dorms. Well, it's too late, Sitch. What are you going to do about it? Truly. You can't just physically stop them. So it is because he thinks of him as a friend or something? I mean, yeah. My plan was to poison him. Oh. It was easy mixing the poison with the tasteless stew. Sonic would have actually teetered on the edge of death as well. But as someone who remained dead last until graduation, he faced some of the harshest environments, developed enough resistance, and survived. Was it to keep him away from the massacre? As I thought, you didn't really want to kill him. Yeah, it's still your true friend. And Saitama on the bottom. Speaking of stew, there's a sale going on of stew. There's some broccoli and carrots left in the fridge. Speaking of stew, there's some broccoli and carrots left in the fridge. Why don't we all enjoy that? Again, he doesn't take this shit seriously. He's like, I don't want to know your backstory, but Stu, we got some stuff in the fridge if you want to heat that up. I would love to have another iconic Stu panel just like in Monster Association. I agree. That'd be awesome. I would love that. That'd be so cool. He's saying that with such a serious face, and Genos is like, what? Like, he's looking back at him. They're all like, oh, okay. Blast is big. He's a big man. He's a truly beefy big man, for sure. Well, that was a good chapter. There was some comparisons with the first two versions of different chapters of the moment of their past, but this one melded it all into one chapter. Camera's blurry. Melded it all into one chapter and gave it more detail, which is pretty cool. But then after that, it diverts a lot to many different scenes, like this webcomic panel, apparently. And it probably resembles the webcomic closely and better. Welcome, Vanta Black. I just finished reading the chapter, but we're just talking about it right now. And, the comparisons from the previous versions of, like, 197 and 196 that were a little bit different. Because with the other two, it diverts into Flash and Sonic actually fighting. And one of them is where Void actually attacks as well. But it still talks about their past at the same time. But this melded it all into one simple chapter, which is pretty cool. He's actually slim, and he takes off his stuff and removes his muscles. That'd be funny. That'd be funny. Well, I guess I got no other real input other than it seems to be going more smoothly due to the story being explained all in one sitting and having the comedic value of Saitama saying, hey man, there's some stew left, so I hope there's another stew panel. Stew panel? No, I said that right. I thought I said Sue Stanel. Stew Patanel. So I like the flow of this if it's matching the webcomic more. And plus Murata, again, has more time to draw these, or draw everything with the time he has now, because he didn't have a lot of time last year with, I think, his like family stuff and the like animation thing he was doing. So now he's doing this again with more detail, longer chapters. So it's going to be good. People may be annoyed at redraws, but I'm here to appreciate and just like look at the comparisons and enjoy the new fresh take on it. So now I'm going to end the stream so I can blow my nose and eat something, because I can't breathe, bro. God, these allergies, man. Yeah, pacing's good, art's better, redraws are good. Must be the first time. Well, I experienced redraws a little bit in real time the first time this arc was redrew. That's when I experienced redraws for the first time. Was a year ago when they right? Because I caught up when Garo versus Saitama happened. And then we went through all that arc stuff. Yeah, my first experience with redraws was the first redraw of this arc, which was a year ago. So this is my second experience with redraws in real time. So yeah, lucky anime onlys, right? Eventually when this comes out in 10 years. True, yeah, very true. He's very talented though. Yeah. I love one's my favorite. Like I always love One Piece, like Oda, and I love Isayama, Attack on Titan, because they're gods in terms of writing. But sometimes I forget that one is like, he's up there. He's the ultimate power. He's the unstoppable force with his stupid writing and it's genius writing, but stupidity, and it's great. I love it. I love his humor, his sense of humor. And it's just awesome. So, but I guess I'm done. I'll be done. So thanks for watching, Nav and Michael Mulligan and Vanta Black and Raito Takaki. All of, just appreciate it. I'm always here for more redraws if these come out more often, for sure. It seems like they are coming out more often. So yeah, thanks. I will be done. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you whenever the next one comes out, whenever that is. I'm glad I read this one live. I should do it more often. I don't know why. Sometimes I just have the vibe of like, I'll read this on my own. But I should read One Punch Man live more often. It is still awesome to read, like, no matter what. So, like, in terms of streaming it, not offline. So, yeah. Thanks. Have a good one. See you later. 13th? Got it. Good to know.